to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center Outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Sun and Fun's Aerospace Expo is back and better than ever from April 13th through the 18th. It's not just an air show, it's everything aviation in 2021. And you don't want to miss it. Join fellow aviation enthusiasts as we watch mighty warbirds in flight, vintage bombers to modern fighter jets, and our headlining act, the Blue Angels, as they celebrate their 75th anniversary, where they'll unveil their newest Super Hornet. Watch the night sky gleam with our first ever amazing drone light show, aerobatic flyers, a fireworks display, and Wall of Fire. Our event takes place on 1,000 spacious outdoor acres at the Lakeland Linder International Airport, where you'll have a front row ticket to all the action at Sun and Fun's world-famous showcase of the past, present, and future of aviation. Children under 10 are free, so make plans to bring the whole family and experience 6 exciting days of the Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo. For ticket information and show schedules, visit us at flysnf.org.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, & Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, & Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Take a look at your lawn. Is it in need of some TLC? Check with Flawless Lawns of Ocala to learn about their excellent service. Unlike others, they take the time to do the job to perfection. Call 352-286-5300 or email flawlesslawnsocala@gmail.com. Flawless Lawns serves Marion County and surrounding areas. Why have a ho-hum lawn when it could be flawless? Again, the number is 352-286-5300. Call today.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. Sue Mosley has been our guest. She'll be here all week. She won't be here for 3 hours all week, but she'll be here all week for the first hour of the show at least. And we're going to talk about things this week we've talked about some of the things about how Ocala used to be, but we're going to talk about some of the things that were destroyed. One of my favorite places on the face of the earth is Disney World. I make no bones about it. I don't like the company of Disney, but I like the amusement park of Disney.
Me too.
But that amusement park destroyed something that was very, very popular in Ocala. We'll talk about that later this week, because it was a place that as a kid, we would drive down from Jacksonville and spend a week, and I mean, we'd spend it, and I remember
there were two things.
Yeah, there were two things
that it took out.
But my most vivid memory of that vacation trip every year was our Wednesday night dinner. Every Wednesday night, we would get dressed in our good clothes that we brought with us, and we would take the trip that seemed like it took forever. Because as a kid, you know, trips always seem like they take forever. And it was I've gauged it now on my odometer. And I know that it's 3.1 miles.
Yeah.
But to a kid,
sure. Well, and it
was forever.
Seemed like it was the middle of nowhere.
And what I'm talking about is we would stay at the Holiday Inn right across the entrance to Silver Springs. Every Wednesday we would come to Ocala on Wednesday. And Silver Springs and Ocala back then, this was 1971, 72, 73. There was nothing where you see the golf course was there, but Publix 40 East Plaza.
None of I think Kmart
was just been built. Was being built in the 70s.
Yes,
but there was nothing between Silver Springs proper and 16th when you got to Ocala.
Right.
There were a few things, but not a bunch in the late 60s, early 70s.
Right.
So we would come in to have our Wednesday night dinner.
That was actually
at
heavily
Morrison's
wooded.
Cafe.
Oh, Morrison's was
and
my
I always
favorite.
I always just say, and see, in 2021, it would be listed as racist to say.
What, Morrison's?
But no. What I used to say, in 1971, I remember vividly, my father, yep, that's where we're going. I go, Dad, are we going to see the black men in the white coats with the bow ties?
Oh, yeah.
And now that would be, somebody might consider that racist today. Because,
and those were the most dignified, respected men in town.
They certainly were. And they were the ushers or
gentlemen.
They
were
porters
like
or whatever.
The porters, yeah.
And they were the nicest guys.
Yes.
And they always had something nice, some cute little joke the kids thought was funny and everything. And so Morrison's was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
We would go to and we had Morrison's in Jacksonville. Now, don't get me wrong, but the Morrison's.
And then it came out here to the mall.
But the Morrison's, right where we're sitting.
Yeah, well, right, yeah.
Right here.
Was it here?
Yeah, this was that front entranceway was with the mirrors and all.
Yeah,
that was the entranceway, and all this was Morrison's Cafe.
I don't remember this being out here.
No, well, this was all. Well, they built walls and everything. It was all open. This was all dining room.
Okay.
This building where WOCA sits was the old Morrison's in Piccadilly.
Yeah.
That's where it sat, right here. And you entered at the front door of the radio station, is where you entered. But we had but it was something special that the whole family, because when we went to Morrison's in Jacksonville, it was usually because Mom didn't want to cook and Dad was working late, so we'd go to Morrison's, or we'd be getting home from church and we'd go to Morrison's. But on Wednesday nights, the whole family went to Morrison's. And that's another thing we miss is family dinners.
Family dinners. Sunday. Well, in the Italians, you had pasta. You had your macaroni on Sunday.
Yeah, always.
5 o'clock, you didn't miss a beat.
But the thing was, we used to have family dinners.
Every Sunday.
But we had family dinners every night.
Yeah.
You just had the big family dinner on Sundays, where outside of your nuclear family would show up. Exactly. Exactly. But you had to,
and it was an all-day affair.
Oh, yeah.
It was an
event.
Affair. My grandparents, they made their own wine and they
grill
cracked their own olives.
Had the grill going on out back with the sausages and everything?
Well, we didn't grill because it was always the spaghetti with the, but no, we'd have the cracked olives, you'd have the salad, the wine, the whole 9 yards.
And that's the other thing. You with every course another bottle of wine came.
Oh yeah.
And somebody goes, yeah, but you were like 4 or 5. No. No. Yeah. Let me tell you something. 5-year-old plastic Tupperware cup.
Yeah.
You
with
still
wine.
had your glass of wine.
You sure did. You sure did. They believe, listen, my grandfather, when he died, the doctor said he had the richest blood they'd ever seen. It was from all the wine he drank.
Yeah.
My grandpa, and they did not have a big yard. My father's father, but. He made mulberry wine, and I don't know, mulberries are a northern thing or whatever, the mulberry tree in the backyard, but he used to, and I'm talking 5, 6 years old.
Right.
My grandfather would put baggies on my feet with elastic bands.
And you would smash the mulberries.
Now he'd make me climb the tree.
Oh, you'd
climb the tree to hand the mulberries down to him, and then, we'd smash him in the thing. But
yeah, I tell people all the time, I've been drinking wine since I'm 5.
Well, and I was, I put that on Facebook the other day about I was the only girl, and my grandfather and my father used to take me to the local corner store, and I'd have to shoot craps against the wall for the men, for the old men, and then we'd go into the gin mill, and I was a 5-year-old girl.
Now my German grandmother, completely different.
Yeah.
She was more of the stubborn, just angry all the time, mean look on her face like she may kill you at any moment. Nicest lady in the world, but she didn't look, she was very intimidating the way she looked, And so, but she would always give you this concoction of bourbon, honey, and lemon.
When you were sick.
And said it was cough syrup. All she was doing was getting your little kid drunk so he'd pass out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But it was you remember there was nothing
was
to your dad. Your dad leaves his can of beer or something sitting by itself. 4 or 5 years old. I'd down it.
They were not even. They'd hand it to you, and yeah, sure, have a sip. But I always say to people, if you wonder why I'm the way I am, you should have known my father. Well, it would all come. It would all be clear.
The beauty of
clear.
The beauty of my mother, and God rest her, she was a crazy woman, and not the nicest human. And would beat us unmercifully at times. I mean, she cut a piece of fan belt to spank us with because the fan belt wouldn't give. You know what I mean? So we're not talking about the nicest woman in the world. But the one thing she did teach me, and your parents taught you the same thing, and I think it has to do with where we're from. No matter what, be honest. Because if you're not honest, the first person you're lying to is yourself. Mm-hmm. Be honest, and if you have to be blunt, put it out there.
Yeah.
And so people always ask me, why are you so like, that's how I've been since I'm 5. I was always taught, you say what you mean, what you say.
Mean what you say, what you mean what you say.
Exactly.
And you say that about the getting beat. That was, my uncle was a woodworker. He made these large scale hand paddles for all the adults to beat the kids with, and we got beat.
Somebody goes, did you ever have that decorative fork and spoon on the wall?
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah. And my grandma would take it off the wall and hit you with it.
Yeah. My uncle made a hand. I mean, they'd beat get your hair pulled. Oh, my God, the hair pulling. Oh, my God. Oh. That's why I'm still traumatized over my hair.
Just yank you around. On top of your head.
They were brutal.
And that was if you didn't sweep under your bed.
And it wasn't like now, I'll yell at my grandkids every now and then, but even my grandparents would beat the heck out of you.
Let me tell you something. I was scared. I was so scared of my grandmother because she would whip you, and she had a fly swatter. She'd tear you up. With. But I told somebody the other day that it made me good, bad, or indifferent. It made me the person that I am today.
That's right.
Look, my mother told me when I confronted her in my 20s about you beat me and everything. She goes, I was doing the best I could do. That's what I was taught. That's how I was doing.
All they knew.
She told a lady one time, I told this story last week, she told a lady one time, I was eating circus peanuts and not paying for them at a Kmart. She was trying to buy me Lionel train track. She comes around, sees me stealing, which is what I was doing. She picks me up by the arm, and I'm 6, 7 years old. She got me off the ground, whipping me with this train track. And some lady walks over and goes, that's child abuse. And my mom, without missing a beat, goes, if you keep running your damn mouth, it's going to be adult abuse.
I'll beat you too. Exactly. Well, you think about the child abuse. My father's mother was blind. She was a diabetic that didn't take care of herself and ended up blind. But she went blind before I was born. So I only knew her as blind, and she always just sat in the chair in the kitchen. And my grandfather did most of everything. But my grandfather was always drunk. I mean, from morning till night, because he was a wine drinker and the whole 9 yards. But my grandmother didn't miss a trick. But, and then I used to stay there after school because I'd walk home from school till my parents got home from work. And their house was the closest to walk to. And my grandfather would keep me and, drunker than Cooter Brown on, by 3 o'clock when I'd get home from school. And then he'd use me as the excuse to get out of the house because he'd say, I'm going to take her to the candy store. Well, the bar was, no, we'd have to walk. The bar was right next to the candy store. So,
Well, my dad would use me as an excuse to get away from my mother on Sundays. Me and the boy are going fishing. We go to the fish camp on Heckscher Drive in Jacksonville because it was the only place you could buy beer on Sundays. And he'd sit there and I'd eat pickled eggs and the little beef sticks and everything that kids thought were great but that are horrible. And I'd watch football on the TV and he'd say, boy, tell your mom how good fishing was. And then he'd go talk to a fisherman that come in and he'd buy 1 or 2 fish and then bring them back to the house like we'd caught them. And I had to keep that secret all my life. If she'd have found out, she'd have lost her mind.
I'd have to go back with the handful of the colored candy sticks.
Always.
Just to make sure we'd stopped at the store, but we'd been at the bar for 3 hours.
Sue Mosley's my guest this morning. She'll be here for an hour every morning up until Friday. We'll be right back after this time out to close out a Monday version of Ocala Talks right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you. You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Municipal Golf Course, 3130 East Silver Springs Boulevard, any Wednesday at 6:30 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check ocalabusinessleaders.com. March 19th at 8:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Philip Hockley, CS, will be Tom's guest. The First Church of Christ Scientist of Ocala is sponsoring a free webcast on March 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Philip will give us a preview of the live lecture, A New View of God and Its Effects on Well-Being. That's 8:35 a.m. on Friday the 19th. Brought to you by the First Church of Christ Scientist and WOCA, The Source.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Sun and Fun's Aerospace Expo is back and better than ever from April 13th through the 18th. It's not just an air show, it's everything aviation in 2021. And you don't want to miss it. Join fellow aviation enthusiasts as we watch mighty warbirds in flight, vintage bombers to modern fighter jets, and our headlining act, the Blue Angels, as they celebrate their 75th anniversary, where they'll unveil their newest Super Hornet. Watch the night sky gleam with our first ever amazing drone light show, aerobatic flyers, a fireworks display, and Wall of Fire. Our event takes place on 1,000 spacious outdoor acres at the Lakeland Linder International Airport, where you'll have a front row ticket to all the action at Sun and Fun's world-famous showcase of the past, present, and future of aviation. Children under 10 are free, so make plans to bring the whole family and experience 6 exciting days of the Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo. For ticket information and show schedules, visit us at flysnf.org.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday morning. Now where do you, I was about to say we had 3 Goombas in the room, but now... Hey, let's go out to the phone lines. Put your headset on this.
Oh.
Somebody, I know you don't want to mess your hair up and everything.
Oh, my goodness.
Good morning, caller. You're on Ocala Talks.
Good morning, Tom and your friend.
Hugh, can you hear now?
I can't hear.
No, I got you on the radio. I don't know what it is, but it's working all right. I got you on the radio out of toned down. I wanted to call to thank you guys for 3 hours of wonderful, fun radio. I mean, I could listen to you guys 24 hours if he would be that long on the radio. But thanks a lot. It was just great, informative, educational, and just a lot of fun radio. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Hugh.
You made my day.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, see you. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, Hugh's a good caller. And your head's big enough already.
And that was all me.
I know.
It's all
That's
me.
exactly how you're taking it.
I mean, I'm sitting here trying to think of the name of our podcast.
Oh, dear God.
So,
You've created a monster.
A monster. See, 3 hours. You've changed my life. You made me get up before the crack of dawn, and that's what you got.
I don't even know Dawn.
I don't
even know
either.
Dawn.
I was going to say, I was trying to say something that wasn't, with a bad word in it.
You've already crossed that line.
That's why. Can I swear on a podcast if we had one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then I can say anything. I can freely.
Haven't you listened to Joe Rogan?
I don't even. It's the internet's, and I don't really understand the whole podcast thing.
The internet's still a fad.
Yeah,
it's not gonna
I don't
last.
get
It's
it,
not gonna last.
so I don't. I've never even listened to a podcast, but I feel
Really?
like never. I mean, where do you find them? And
they're all over.
I don't. Somebody has to show me. I'll have one of my grandchildren explain it to me, like TikTok, because I'm now.
I don't even know what
I'm a TikTok influencer now.
Here's what gets me about TikTok. It's a Chinese company.
I know, and it's right up there with their virus.
I refuse. I refuse.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, "Do you got TikTok?" No.
It's genius, though. It really is. It's
I do not have TikTok.
You've got strangers telling you all their deepest, darkest secrets.
I don't have the Instachat or the Snapgram. I don't have that.
I have Snapchat, but I'm not real Snapchat
Is that what it
savvy.
is?
I know how to use the filter.
I thought it was Instasnap.
I don't know about
Well, what's Snapgram? Or is that Instagram and Snapchat? I don't know.
Now you got me confused. I got the book too.
I got the Facebook.
I do have Snapchat because it has a good filter. My granddaughter, my granddaughter has to teach me
And I got
everything.
Twitter.
She's
I got
14.
Twitter, too.
I don't know how to tweet. I don't understand Twitter. I don't get it. I have an Instagram, but I don't use that as much.
I have an Instagram with like 1,200 followers. I post maybe once a month, and I got 1,200 followers.
I mean,
I don't know how I got 1,200.
Well,
and by the way, like 300 of those followers are Russian women.
Nice.
Named Svetlana. That if I join their paid for Snapchat or Instagram, they'll send me photos.
You get to see their private parts, yeah.
Well, I have no idea, but they offer it every day.
All the time, yeah. I don't get that. I don't get that on Instagram, but I'm not on there a lot. I'm on, Facebook with my, sarcasm and pictures of my grandkids. That's about as exciting as I get.
I got offended here about 3 years ago, when an intern we had here at the radio station, I was working at the radio station then too, an intern said, "Yeah, I'm over Facebook. It's really just for old people."
Mm-hmm. Well, that's that's what apparently that's the issue. The same with TikTok. It's just for young people who sing and dance. But I'm in the over 50 part of TikTok, and there's I got about 4,000 men following me. I don't know why, and I like to get on there and talk about how sick I was with Corona. So
you fell victim to one of the biggest things that I hate about Facebook.
What's that?
Hey, I got the Rona. So why don't you brighten up my day and give me the 8th picture? And I'm like, okay, Sue Mosley has went to the dark side.
I never do that. I never do a copy and paste.
No,
I don't.
You never do.
That wasn't the 8th picture. That was share a memory.
Whatever it was.
Or a picture of us together.
Whatever it was.
One of my little friends had posted it, and I was, that bored, so I went ahead and went with it. I rolled with it.
The Rona had you.
The Rona had me. I rolled.
Because you never do those
and then
kind of things.
No, I don't. I'm not a copy and paster. I use it for sarcastic messages. That's all. But you get bored, and I should have never put it out there that I had Rona, because then people were I shouldn't.
I've got the Rona.
I got the Rona. And then I had to put the I'm clear, so get over it and quit walking around me and give me the side eye like I have the leprosy.
Well, that's what it is. It's the 21st century leprosy right now.
Mm-hmm.
We went through this. You and I went through this when we were much younger, and it scared a lot of us.
What was
Remember, when you're in your late teenage years, early 20s, you might operate different ways than you do once you become a sage and wise adult. You may do things and be with certain people that you probably wouldn't be with, one night things and everything when you're in your 20s and late teens, early 20s. we got lucky that we had a scare come along called AIDS.
Oh,
that cut that.
yeah, that's...
We're like, okay, not gonna do it.
That's what I always said. That HIV and AIDS was the Lord's way of slowing down sexual promiscuity.
100%
Yeah.
And we, it was not it came out originally and people gay bashed it all thinking it was a homosexual disease only, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
And once the world put its thinking cap on and stopped being, just derogatory towards homosexuals and said everybody can get it.
Well,
then people started saying, all of a sudden, I remember that's when condom commercials first started appearing on TV.
Well, and it wasn't just, what people don't realize when it did start in whatever years that was, it was being spread by intravenous heroin users.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot.
3 of my cousins died from HIV due to heroin use.
Who was the 13-year-old kid that passed away and they didn't want him to go to school because
of the blood transfusion.
He had a blood transfusion.
At White was his last name.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, it changed the whole, or Indiana, it changed the whole dynamic of. Yeah,
so
sad.
It was really sad, but we had.
But again, that was another.
But we had a Rona scare.
Nobody understood.
Right.
Nobody understood.
We had the Rona scare with HIV.
Sure. Yeah.
And I mean, it was.
Oh yeah.
I remember for a while where you. How long we been dating? How many times you been to the doctor? Let me see a clean bill of health again. Oh, now we may be able to have relations.
Right. Yeah.
It put a kibosh on the singles bars and I mean, for a while it
sure did.
It shut that lockdown.
And again, look, it's taken 20 years for people to find it, not so much a cure, but a medicine that treats it and how to prevent it. And now there's preventative drugs and but it's taken 20 years.
It's taken longer than that, Sue.
Hasn't
Your
it?
math is not very good.
I told you, and now I'm tired.
It first came on the scene.
4
It
a.m.
first came on the scene in 1980, 1981.
Was that it?
Yeah,
In the 80s?
Magic Johnson came and said in 1988 he had
And
HIV.
he's still alive, right?
Yeah, because the research, the money he poured into it all helped a lot. It really did.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, but that was our scare when we were in our 20s, but we didn't know much about it, and it was killing people.
Yeah.
And originally, like this. Anyway,
You're right.
It was a scary thing.
Good analogy
Scary
to
thing.
COVID. You're right.
Hey, thanks for being here today.
Oh well,
You gonna make it tomorrow morning today?
I don't know. I might be a little late. I'll be here, I guess.
We'll be right back here tomorrow. Same source time, same source channel. So Ocala Talks. Thanks to all my callers and all my listeners. Talk to you tomorrow. WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from